Hey guys, it's Crafty Season, and I'm going to be judging you and your use of emojis. So yes guys, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys what your most used Animal Jam Play Wild emoji says about you. I haven't done one of these videos in the longest, and so I am very excited to be doing one again. And just as a quick disclaimer, these are all generalizations, and if you don't fit within a certain description that I give, then that is totally fine, and these are kind of just my opinions on the people who use these emojis. So there are 36 different emojis that I need to go through, and I'm including the member ones just because it just gives me a few more to go over, and I think that that's fun, and I actually use the member ones the most. But yes. So starting with the vampire or spiky teeth emoji, if you used this one, from what I've seen, you are probably someone who likes to troll and mess around, or you use this one sarcastically, so you'll say something really out of pocket, but then you'll add this emoji just to show that you're being sarcastic. Now, moving on to the teary-eyed emoji, if you use this emoji, you're probably someone who asks for items very often, and the majority of the time, you do not get them. Moving on to the sunglasses emoji, I don't see people use this one very often, but if you do, I'm just going to assume that you are a very chill person and you just play the game for leisure. Now, moving on to the confused emoji. If you use this emoji, you are a very confused person. You get confused very often. This is kind of just how you show it. Now, I'm skipping over the blushing one because I don't really think anybody uses this one, and I haven't seen enough people use it for me to really make an assumption about them. Now, if you use the angry emoji a lot, I'm going to assume that you are in drama very often and like to spend a lot of your time in the wolf cave just because. If you use the sick emoji the most, then I'm going to assume that you are a very judgmental person. I feel like the people who I see use this are usually just using it to judge people and make fun of their stuff. If you use the cloudy sad emoji the most, then I'm going to group you with the teary-eyed people with the you ask for items a lot or you roleplay, because this emoji I really don't see people use. They usually tend to stick with the teary-eyed emoji. Now, if you use the heart eyes emoji, I'm going to assume that you like pink a lot and this is like your only way to express that, or you're just a very cheery person who likes to encourage people in a very enthusiastic way. Now, moving on to the 3 happy emojis. If you use these emojis, you are a very nice jammer. You like to see others smile and you really like to gift people just to make them happy. I feel like I see those type of people alternate between these 3, so that's why I just put them all into one group. Now, moving on to the winky-eyed emoji. If you use this emoji the most, then I'm going to assume that you like to tell secrets a lot, because look at this emoji. I really don't see people use it, but that's probably because they use it in private and they like telling secrets with it. Now, moving on to the tongue emoji. If you use this emoji, I'm assuming that you are a very silly person and you like to play around, but not in an evil trolling way. If you use this kind of confused, upset face the most, then I'm going to assume that you are a very honest person, but most of the time it's not a very good honest. I feel like the people who use this emoji, they'll go around rating people's outfits, but then they'll be painfully honest and they'll be like, oh yeah, your outfit's really ugly, no offense though. Moving on to the super shocked emoji. If you use this emoji the most, I'm going to assume that you are always in the drama, similar to the angry emoji, but you are the one who's spreading the drama, but then you pretend like you're not. These people usually spend their time in the pillow room or the wolf cave. Now, if you use the ninja emoji, I'm going to assume that you are a semi-shy person, or you just don't talk much when you're in Animal Jam, and you like to spend your time looking at other people's conversations. Now, if you use the sleeping emoji, I'm going to assume that you're either really rude or really chill, because sometimes in arguments people use this emoji, or they just use it because they want to be chill. I don't know, that sounded really weird. Now, moving on to the member emojis. If you use my personal favorite, the bug-eyed emoji, then You are someone who has very, very, very good situational awareness. So if something is too awkward or too weird, or it's just so odd, you use this emoji. Now moving on to the purring emoji. Now if you use this emoji, I'm going to assume that you are really, really close with your buddies. You have very strong bonds and you like to hang out with a lot of people. Now moving on to this annoyed emoji, if you use this emoji, I'm assuming yet again that you are in the drama, but then you are probably on the receiving end of this drama and you don't want to be. Now moving on to the sad and disappointed emoji, if you use this emoji, yet again, I'm going to assume that you are a person who asks for items very, very often and don't get them, or you are someone who becomes sad very, very easily, even if someone says something that isn't necessarily mean. Now moving on to the artistic emoji, if you use this emoji, I'm going to assume that you spend a lot of your time in the art hideout place, I don't know what it's called, or you like Peck a lot, because I've never seen people actively use this emoji unless they're advertising paintings or masterpieces. Now moving on to the shocked super wide eyes, if you use this emoji the most, I'm going to assume that you like to go to Animal Jam events and you like to be around a lot of shocking and wild things very often. Now, I don't think I have that good of assumptions for the phantom ones, but I'm gonna try because I never see people use these, like, ever. Now, if the phantom ninja emoji is the one that you use the most, you're probably similar to the people who use the ninja emoji in that way where you're just chill and you kind of just observe. Now, if you use the question mark emoji, similar to the super confused emoji, you are someone who gets confused very, very often. You are more of a I'm kinda confused and not an I'm super confused type of person. Now moving on to the two phantom emojis, if you use these, you can be nothing more than a phantom super fan because I really don't see people use this one, and if you do, you're probably just obsessed and need these little black blobs in your life 24/7. Now moving on to the peace emoji, if you use this emoji, I'm going to assume yet again that you are a very peaceful person, you love to make people smile and you love to gift people, and you probably are the type of person who hosts events and parties for people very often. And last but not least, if you use the broken heart emoji the most, you are probably someone who roleplays a lot because who else uses this emoji? And in what sense do you use this one? But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please comment down below which one you guys use the most and if I was right. And also please consider subscribing as I'm trying to hit 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year as a challenge. And you can find out more about this in the description. And yeah, bye guys!